Welcome to the Shekina Meditation Podcast, created by Shekina community members. Shekina communities are dedicated to creating free devotional spaces of Christian practice for spiritual seekers and travelers around the world. We post Christ-centered guided meditation each week to help you in your personal or small group practice. You can find episode, show notes, and other information at shekinacommunity.com.
Hello, this is Ro.
And this is Ray.
We are at week 17 of the podcast. We are both a little bit scratchy in the throat to be here, but we're okay.
It's cold season.
And we've been doing lots of singing, lots of campfires.
Yeah. I think we need some lemon and honey.
Oh, good idea. With some ginger.
Ginger.
I'm
Hot,
gonna do that.
Hot lemon, honey, ginger.
So it's Thursday, the 3rd of January, 2019, as we record this.
If you're listening, happy birthday, Dad. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Listeners, this podcast is supported by you. Because this podcast is about meditation, we want to keep it ad-free. Our beloved patrons at patreon.com support us for as little as $1 a month, and patrons get extra audio every month. December's extra audio is up already at Patreon, and you can find us at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast. And in December, there were 2 extra bits of audio.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Supporting this podcast helps to keep Shekina communities running and free for travelers and spiritual seekers. And it helps us know that you appreciate what we're doing in putting this podcast out into the world. Patrons, you are the best. You're like a whole flock of butterflies in a flowering bush, all flickering their wings together.
We know what that looks like because we have a flowering bush that sometimes gets filled with flocks of butterflies.
Yeah, you're just like that.
It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. You are very, very beautiful.
That's right. We love you, patrons. So, what's been happening? We've had a little bit of a break, a wee break because of Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas, Ray.
Christmas was
Oh my
epic.
gosh.
It was epic. We plan a break every year because we do so much on Christmas Eve that we really need to just kind of collapse and rest a bit the week after.
So
between
previous
Christmas and New Year's.
years, we think we've had like maybe 120, 130 people, something like that. And this year we think we had almost twice that many.
Yeah.
We had 200 plates and they all went. So we had more than 200 people.
Yeah, we think maybe even up to 230 people.
Yep.
Because there were people that didn't eat. There were people a lot of kids took the little tiny plates.
And people came late. Yeah, so it was a huge
amount of
undertaking,
people.
which was delightful.
It was delightful. And at the end, we were sort of putting little meals together with a bit of this and a bit of that. It was so much. It was so many people.
Tiny bits of rice. And yeah, it was beautiful.
Raita, chutney.
Yep.
It's a good meal.
That's enough.
It was great. But a lot of people did eat very well. And we also did a full program, which involved sort of a flow of singing and poetry and storytelling. And it was beautiful.
So beautiful. It was really magical. I had a couple of people tell me that it was their favorite Christmas ever. They really, really loved it. We had Ray, who rewrote a story, the Christmas kind of nativity story from the point of view of Mary, which
is last week's extra audio if you want to listen to it for any patron, $1 and above.
Get in there, patrons. Yeah, so that was told in a few installments, and there was this amazing thing, which was 10 people from all different nationalities reading verses that told the Christmas story, first in English and then in their mother tongue. So we had, what languages did we have? We had Russian, French,
German, Spanish,
Hindi,
Lugandan,
Thai.
Luganda, sorry. Thai, Japanese.
Yes.
Is that it?
Is that 10? I wasn't counting. At least that many. Hungarian. Yep. So that was absolutely beautiful.
It was cool.
It was really magical. And lots of singing. We did some couple of carols in our little singing group. What's it called?
Open voice. Choral group, open voice.
Yeah, so that was like part singing of carols, which was a little bit magical, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And then we had bhajans, which people loved, singing along to a few poems. and the bluegrass band
Performed.
at the end. Yeah, we played a few songs at the end and people danced, which was really
It was
fun.
the best, wasn't it the best audience?
Yes.
They danced like to us.
Yes.
You know, just like, we're with you. It was so amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then Sarah, our Karen friend, and she's our office manager, she came up to do a prayer and benediction with Brendan, and they sang a song together for all of us, and that was gorgeous.
That
It was amazing.
something to remember.
It was amazing. So yeah, that was huge. And then we had a week break, and during that time, we went and helped our dear beloved friends pack up their house. The Rileys, Brendan and Leaf, are moving to Chiang Mai, or have moved. And it's kind of, it's like we can see God's hand in all of it, but it's sad.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
It's really hard. We keep thinking we'll run into them at the market or a town or at the garden.
Yeah.
Just these last few days since they've been gone, it's really sad.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
it's been 2 days.
Yep. Yeah, it's been 2 days. And
we're
we're already
like,
like, why?
But
Where
I
are
didn't
they?
see them today. Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's
They're-
very sad.
And
they're-
very dear.
They're probably opening up, you know, at some point. Right now they're concentrating on getting their boy into school, and then at some point we hope that it will feel like an expansion with another Shekina community in Chiang Mai.
Yeah.
But that will be in the future, and in the meantime we're relearning how to be good friends in 2 different cities.
Yeah. And they're not too far away. It's only 3 hours.
Yeah.
We keep telling ourselves that.
Yes, that's what we tell ourselves. Yeah, I think that's about it. We had our
Yeah.
first meditation yesterday after the break, and that's what you're going to hear today. So,
Yeah, so this one is from you, Ray. It was guided by Ray, and it's thoughts for a new year or a new beginning, using parts of Psalm 90, and it was recorded live at Shekina Garden in Thailand.
yeah, this one is a little different. I was really trying to make a kind of a moment together that took a different shape from meditations that I normally guide.
Yep.
But there are 3 parts just as usual, and for the third part, when you're reflecting, you can either journal on your own or you can share with others. And if you're sharing with others, really try to give each person time and space to share from their heart without being corrected. Just a safe place to share.
Beautiful. Yep, let's begin.
So because we have entered into a new year, I've been thinking about some of the parts of who God is and how he interacts in this place that's very far out of time and even our space, that he is eternally ancient, eternally young, and then at the same time steps into our own space and time in order to be close to us. So there's this kind of steadying feeling of the largeness. It's like if you imagine a picture of the galaxy or you know, when you've seen the universe, the way we can see it these days, and you see how little we are in compared to all of that, and it grounds us from the feeling of everything we do is so important. Every moment that we have is so important. It's the smallness feeling where God is really outside of that and above all of it and encompassing all of it. And then at the same time, walking very near and coming very close. So today I will guide a little bit more than usual and invite you into a few imagination processes with a few scriptures, with the first part being about the idea of the largeness, and the second part being about the idea of these moments that we offer throughout our lives and days. So I encourage you that this is a practice, that we all have days where we can focus or moments that we can focus, and then we drift off and you can just come back. It's totally fine. Don't give yourself some self-talk that will be harmful to you during the process. Just come back to focus. If you find yourself off somewhere, just pull yourself back in gently and be free. Use your imagination like a little child. Try to go with what's coming. Like let what's happening happen, and be here with us in a way that is allowing yourself to play a little bit. I think meditation can kind of be a form of play where we come to a different state in order to experience something different and something new. The meditation will have 3 parts. During the first part, I will guide us into a place where we're a little bit more ready for meditation. The second part will be these few verses and a little bit of imagination guiding. And the third part is our talking circle, which is really a beautiful response to the meditation itself, where we get to hear from each other about what we experienced today. And that helps to complete the whole picture of what has happened. It sort of offers other perspectives, and I think listening and talking help to really make the experience something that we carry with us. Wherever you're at in your walk, wherever you're at in whatever your faith is, there's a way that this can be meaningful to you, so you can capture that meaning however you feel. That's your moment. This is your moment, so you can decide, how you engage with this. If I offer a prompt and you feel like, I'm not sure that I want to do that, just feel free not to do that. Yeah, really, feel free. It's a soft and welcoming space. So let's begin by getting ourselves kind of comfortable. Find a way to sit that feels good for you, but you're welcome to move if you need to. You don't have to sit in one position. If you need to move, you're welcome during the meditation. Think about your breath. Think about your shoulders and your neck, and if you have kinks in them, you can work them out, any knots. Is your chest open so that you can breathe well? Where's your belly? Is your belly feeling like you can breathe well into your belly? And as you breathe, begin to follow your breath all the way into your lungs. And then all the way back out. Imagine the oxygen coming to your blood cells and into every part of your body, from your toes to your fingers, to the top of your head.
Bring your awareness to your sense of touch. What do you feel? Notice the breeze on your skin. And the place where you are connected to the ground. Gravity firmly connecting you to the mat beneath you. Bring your awareness to the sounds around us. We're in a place that has people sounds and nature sounds. Find the farthest sound or the quietest sound. If you feel that you are distracted, sound is something that can help bring your focus back. So a loud sound can suddenly remind you that you're off somewhere and bring you back. Or you can bring yourself into this, bring the sounds into your meditation, use them. You can play with them and allow them to accompany you. Bring your awareness to your thoughts. Imagine that you are standing in a city. The traffic all around you is your thoughts going by. We all come with things that have happened to us already today or things we have to do later on. Take a moment to stand in the traffic. Pay attention to each thing that you see go by.
When you're ready, imagine turning and walking away from the city. Walk into a field, a wide field, the huge blue sky overhead. In the field, you can find a pond, a little body of water. And stay by the pond. The city is behind you and it will wait for you. This place is your place to focus, to be with the divine presence. It's a place of love, and you are very welcome here. If you find during the meditation that you're back in the city, just take a moment to walk back out into the field under that blue sky. Find the water, sit down by the water. If you have a hope for this time now, imagine holding it in your hands. And if you feel comfortable, you can offer this hope to the Spirit of God. A desire, a few words you want to say. You can hold these things in your hands. I will read 2 parts, short verses from the book of Psalms. This is a book of songs. It's about 3,000 years old. This is a very ancient one, Psalm 90. I'm just going to read a few words from these. The first words will contain some of the big picture, and the second will contain some personal thoughts. about how we relate to the divine. I'll read the verse and then I have a question for you after you spend some time thinking about the verse. Our Lord, in all generations, you have been our home. Long before the birth of the mountains, even before you created the earth and the world, you have always been God. At your command we die and turn back to dust, but 1,000 years mean nothing to you. They are merely a day gone by, or a few hours in the night. Our Lord, in all generations, you have been our home. Long before the birth of the mountains, even before you created the earth and the world, you have always been God. From this perspective, from the great spirit presence that created everything in this world, try to imagine if you can, how you are seen from this perspective, how God sees you. What do your days look like?
If you think about the past year, are there moments that stand out to you? And take a while to look as though you're looking through a lap full of stones or smooth rocks. Turning them over, finding the moments that stand out to you the most. God also enters in, comes to us in time with cycles, seasons, days, the sun, the earth orbiting the sun. And so we have these moments that we mark with memories. We try to create something that says this is a beginning, or this is a moment when I open my eyes and I begin a new day. And God draws very close with his generous presence. I'll read again from the psalm. Teach us to number our days, so that we may have a heart of wisdom. Come back, O Lord. How long? Have mercy on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, so that we may rejoice and be glad all our days.
Teach us to number our days, so that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Come back, O Lord. How long? Have mercy on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, so that we can rejoice and be glad for all of our days. From this perspective, from the perspective of God waking us in the morning with unfailing love, entering into cycles and days, helping us to know how to use our days. From this perspective, go through your lap full of stones again. Moments that stand out to you from the year behind. And if you have any of those that you want to offer, and say to God, I don't want these anymore. I'd like to lay these down. I'd like these moments to be in the past, not follow me. Take a moment. Imagine building something with those stones and offering it. Or just putting them in the hands of God.
Whatever your question, or maybe your need for the unending love, your hopes, whatever you're carrying right now, thinking about this next year or years to come. You can also turn and offer that. Those stones, those small things in your hands. Perhaps you can ask, what do you have for me? Or help me to see your presence. Or help me to be aware of your love. Our Lord, in all generations, you have been our home. Long before the birth of the mountains, even before you created the earth and the world, you have always been God. At your command we die and turn back to dust, but 1,000 years mean nothing to you. They are merely a day gone by, or a few hours in the night. Teach us to number our days, so that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Come back, O Lord. How long? Have mercy on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, that we may rejoice and be glad all of our days. from the perspective of the eternal and the perspective of the one who draws very close to us. Imagine how God responds to the things you have offered today. When you are ready, draw yourself back to this circle and take your time, and we'll begin our time of sharing.
When you are ready, take a few deep breaths and begin your time of journaling or sharing with others. Thank you for joining today. There will be a new guided meditation each week, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes or sign up for our newsletter to get podcasts delivered to your inbox at www.shekinacommunity.com/podcast newsletter. Have a beautiful week. Blessings to you.